Sierra Whiskey 007.
Bonjour, hello. Today I'm in the garage, which is why you're probably hearing a bit of an echo. And what I've been doing is, I did a video, I'll put a link in above on the right hand side of the screen there now. And that link to the video where I was out the back of the building, I was setting up my mast, I got the antenna from the lads in Scotland, and that was the first assembly of it. Now, tuning wise, it was more or less okay. There was a couple of things that I wanted to do to it to modify it up. Not that it needed modifying, I must stress that this isn't an insult to these two guys that made the antenna for me. It's more to make it so that I can assemble it very quickly and efficiently and safely and have it tuned no matter what. It's tuned fantastic now. I've had it out the door here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this together, then I'll take the camera around and I'll show you what the modifications were and everything and the way I've been doing this. So here goes. Just rigged this up on a trolley here. This is a little trolley so that when I actually had it set up on this, I was able to take it outside, just roll it out with a trolley. It just fits in the garage below the roof there. But this is the main stub for it, the main stub mast, which I'm going to keep like that. I have modified it because I found that these two were coming together. They're supposed to be at a 40-degree angle in here, 140 on the outside, and I found what I did is I bunged a hole through it and I shoved a bolt in there, which is absolutely solid now, and I can just carry it around in the car like that. It's no hassle. There's no point in stripping it down just to build it up again. The more you do that, the more you like to break something, wear it out, whatever. So let's get it together. I've got the wire and I've got the four, whatever you would call them, fishing rods, I suppose. Each of these I've got marked up with tapes. One's got no tape, there's one with 1, one with 2, and one with 3. So they're coded up to these. So basically they just drop in to the end there. Into 3, 2 into 2. I can grab the other ones. 1 into 1. Trolley's moving. And the one with none into the one with none. So, we're ready to go at that. Now, these back in. And I've got the wire for it, which I've set up so that I can have a quick fix on the hook side of things. It basically is a big loop. And again, I've got these coded for where they go. So 3, 2, and none. We can get this untangled. Right over, and 1. So all I need to do is hook these on. This one, again, I'll hook these on. This third one, again, hooked on, and the fourth one, which again is hooked on. Now, it's all ready to go at that. All I need to do now is tense it up and put it into the familiar shape of a wire Moxon antenna. Now, there's a first section, a second section, a third section, and a fourth smaller one. I've ditched all the fourth smaller ones because they just were too weak. This is taking quite a lot of stress. So I can pull this right out. I can pull this one right out. And the middle section I've already preset with tape and stuff to make sure that it's extended so far so that this actually does extend out like so. This is where it will start to take shape. And I find that sitting here and pushing it up and then finally the last one. And that's it, it's locked, it's ready to go, and it'll turn. Voila! So apart from ditching these end sections, what I've done is I've got keyring hoops on there, and this is the doofers that I just connect up with. Tighten them up, finger tight does fine, it's not as if it's taking any real stress, it's just locking it into place. So up here again, just give that a little tighten, and that one too. And I've got these taped up so that they can't move, so that these are permanently in the correct position. This is the third section. The second section I have preset them all to be the right length when it's actually assembled, so that the wire is actually above the metalwork. And also these are the preset fishing rod poles that was supplied with it. Now, like I say, I've got each one marked so they go the same place every time. That's got one, that's got one. That's got one, that's got one. Again, this one's the same, it's got two, same up there. And this one 3 and 3, and the other one's got nothing. So it all goes together exactly the same way every time. And up here, I did consider using something to keep the wire straight here, something that would support this, but really it doesn't move that much, and quite happy with that. The coax basically comes from here and goes down. I'll just literally run it around the back of one of these bolts, and then it drops down the poles to the car below, or the picnic table below, or whatever. Now, modifications I've made were I changed the insulators as well, and what I did was I've set them up with a cable tie as opposed to a piece of wire, basically set up for strength so I can't break it. That's why I've changed it, not because it was bad, it was good before, but it's just so that it doesn't break when I'm out in the field, as it were. So we've got the antenna here, you can see the wire going round, that's the active part of it, is this side, and this part here is the reflector. So the direction of it is the direction towards the PLS to SO238 PL259 connection. And I've just got this set up on this just so I could play around with it and get it right. And it turns out that if I walk back a little bit, you can see it's actually sitting so that it's pointing slightly up in the air, about 3-4 degrees up in the air. So that should eliminate the minimal ground drag, as it were. But I've tried playing around with it, I've tried jumping around with it, shaking it and stuff, and it doesn't disassemble itself at all. It's all pretty solid, and I'm sure that'll resist any weather that will come across when I take it up mountains and up mountain passes and stuff. So if you want to have a look at that video I pointed out earlier, I'll show you the mounting pole system that puts this lot 6 meters up in the air next to the car. Let's take you through, marked up. This is number 2, taped up so that it stays in the same place. That's onto the hoop, onto the end of the rod. The rod goes down. That's the first section. Second section I've got a little bit extended, but not much. The main part of the rod there that sits in to these cross beams. Now, I redid the electrical connections as well, because I'm OCD, and what I did was, instead of using the sort of the rounded plug connectors that you solder onto or clamp onto a wire, I prefer to use this method here, where you wrap it around a screwdriver and solder the blob onto the back of the wire itself without actually soldering the hole. And that does find it's a very, very strong way of connecting up to these guys, the connection for the coax, and also it's also good for the insulator. It's very, very strong. As such, like that, it's not going to snap off or anything. And that there is a 2-element Moxon wire antenna for 11-meter band. It's going to be interesting because apparently these are good for shortwave listening as well throughout the HF band. So hopefully the sound's been okay in this video, because I have had sound problems with doing videos in the garage before. So like when I'm 20 feet away it's a bit quiet, but hopefully it's worked. If not, I can do something with that in the edit. Anyway, that's the Moxon gone up, and really well chuffed. I don't know how long that takes. When I do the edit, I'll time it, I'll put up a thing. So that's it. I'm going to roll out by actually taking it down and putting it away. So that's it, the Moxon antenna, we're ready to go. Still no propagation on 11 meters yet. It's been quiet for over a week now. Few whispers last night. I got for about an hour, I got a couple of contacts, but that was it. That's it, the first time in a week. So just waiting for the conditions to come up, and in so doing, getting everything ready so that the minute it does, I'm going with it. Go and try all this kit out, because these are supposed to be fantastic antennas. Every time I've actually spoken to anyone that's been using one on DX, they've been the strongest signal about, so I'm looking forward to this. The other reason why I've actually set it up like this was it's quite critical to make sure that the front element and the back element are a specific space apart for the whole thing to resonate properly. And that's what I've been up to. So I'm going to take this down just now, but before I do, I just want to say thanks very much for watching. And remember, subscribe down there. Click on the alert bell, click on the thumbs up, the thumbs down, comments below, all of that stuff. Click on the alert bell, it'll give you notifications of further uploads from Max Mountain World. So until the next movie, next video, whatever you want to call it, thanks again for watching. All the feedback's appreciated, all the support's appreciated. It's fantastic for bringing on the channel now. So there's going to be a lot more of these movies, a lot of these videos where I'm going to be taking this to some pretty incredible places. So until that happens, let's take the thing down. Ciao. The first time I take this out in the field, I'll do a full build complete with the master and stuff, because I've got the 7-meter master in the car. So, what do we do here? Put them sections away. They're a bit tough at times to do, but that's way better than them being easy. That way they won't actually disengage themselves too easy.